12. No, it was 8 to 12. 8 to 12. 13 to 15 and 16. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. Instantly smash my vote straight in the box. Oh, someone followed up in the exact same suit. Ah, we got some low ballers. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, to be fair, the last session was a bit of a low ball anyway.
Last session was mad. So definitely the truth was just spoken. Right, we'll let that run for a bit. I hope everyone's having a lovely evening. Tonight we will not have Modo/Boris. So Boris's 3 months will be caught up next week. Need no more say about it. So from where we left off 2 weeks ago, because Phil started working back at his other job and basically needed a break, we have had the most tumultuous of times. The party has fractured, split, lost its way, some might say. It has been through a lot. The party together as a whole decided to head back into Pencaster, and well, decisions were made. Benjamin siding with his mum's master. You know, your allegiances were true to your home. Mistress Arwen, you couldn't not help her. The siege of combat between her and the Green Moulune took on epic proportions, with magic being fired back, sunbeams being charged through the crystalline creature. Benjamin decided to side with her, and in doing so, a chain of events happened where he was treated none such than a traitor. He was attacked by Kar, Jathuni. He was attacked by Layla. There was battle between the party.
She never attacked him. She only attacked her.
Yeah, but it's a bi-curious kind of situation. By attacking her, you attack him. It's the way it works. You know, that is the truth. Players engaged in serious, difficult choices. The Green Moulune found the power source of the area, the ley lines of magic that had basically been his people's energy usurped and implanted into the ground. You know, that well of force that this Green Moulune found, and tried to enact some serious danger and harm. Lady Arwen, seeing this, spoke to Benjamin and said, listen, we have to do something. We have to save everyone. Benjamin agreed. He was teleported with Lady Arwen into the lower realms in the sewer. Yeah, guilty by association, absolutely correct, Zell. He enacted on himself a irrecoverable change in his body by choosing to bond with Arwen, and more than just a level of mind meld. He agreed to take on all the energy and powers that was in that well, effectively, with Arwen's agreement. He absorbed as much crystalline energy as he possibly could, and in the process of doing so, Arwen gave her life to you, Benjamin. You witnessed history. You witnessed Arwen's want to not do what she had to do, want to stand against the kind of oppressive force of what she had created, right? Something that they, as the party, as the champs, the people's champs, don't know. But in that act, Jathuni, Layla, and Car had no choice seeing the Green Moulune charge up and empower himself and grow much more than anything he had ever done. So the decision was made by Layla to attack it, to stop the destruction of Pencaster, because she was the only one in that moment to recognize the danger. And as the decisions unfolded and Carr tried with all his might to carry 3 people, including his own weight, down the well, the weight of Jathuni and Layla with their armor was just too much for you, Carr. And the decision was made to allow Layla to fall, and she fell over 100 feet into the ground, breaking bones, her skull, and you fall and you tumble, you land, and the broken body of Layla lies there in the arms of Benjamin. The conversation is had, and Benjamin tells you in no uncertain terms he is more powerful than anyone right now. He is ready and able. He kind of begs Layla to understand what choices are, and an argument ensues, and Benjamin's words are strong and kisses her fully and walks away. Rosie, you, not really seeing the action unfold, arrive at the end, and you see a disconsolate Tobin, a guy who was for the glory, no longer for the glory, and you kind of recognizing his pain of that moment. You had some real thoughts, and as you travel down into the well, making your way to your people, you see Benjamin, you see this situation, and then you see Jathuni go. Jathuni chases Benjamin, the traitor, the betrayer, the source of hatred. Jathuni, she tried with all her might, and Benjamin just cut above, untouchable, dodge all the attacks, just smooth like butter, just nothing could stop him. And there was a moment when Jathuni was almost lost to you guys, as Benjamin unleashed what he thought would be the inner tiger in him, the were-tiger, and instead he looks down in his body and he is crystalline himself. But that last killing blow that Benjamin doesn't ever want to do. Benjamin's not a murderer. He's not a person who kills. The shock of this transformation being completely not what he was expecting forces him to leave. So he did. Carr, witnessing the danger and seeing the death knell breaths of Jathuni, flew, dropping Layla one last time. He saves Jathuni. Benjamin, we come to you as you exit the sewers at the edge of town. What's your first action?
Just to see what kind of level of destruction's been had to the city.
As you look around the city, it's okay. There's fire, green blazes. There are many, many mages right now working their absolute socks off to put out these fires. Make a perception check.
11.
Okay. And as you look around, you hear the screams. You hear the calls of your people, your family. And I say your family, but you know what I mean. Your people.
Yeah, my people.
They are your family. You look out. Go on.
Yep. Just he's not got any spell. He doesn't have a cantrip, but he's a good kind of not scream, but at his loudest voice, just urge people to head to the Temple of Lathander that need healing or respite.
Make
And
a
that's
persuasion
where
with
he's heading.
advantage.
That's where he's heading as well.
Okay, make a persuasion with advantage.
13. Oh, well, advantage.
25. Okay. So you hear the rallying cry, and you hear it. The people are crying and screaming, and there are the clerics of Lythander are out in force, and they are taking people. Hearing your call, they do so. Benjamin, what I will say. Boop boop boop. Thank you very much, Bully. So, as you hear these screams and you make that call, the first thing you notice is that you're still green.
Okay. Still discernible though, or no? Like not discernible as Benji.
You are. Remember what the vision, the thing that stopped you is that you didn't have a mouth, man. You are, you are crystalline green. You are.
Yeah.
You are what you tried to destroy effectively.
Yeah.
But you are still yourself.
Yeah. Can you look around and see if he notices or sees any cleric of Lythander that he maybe trusts more than just your average cleric?
Let's just say you go and find one. You go and find. What's the name of the guy? Well, what's his name or her name?
Joe.
Joe, fine, Joe. So you go and find Joe. And Joe is he's like 60 years old, and he's known you since you were a child, and he sees you, and he comes over with his kind of his sword-like cane. He's like got an extra long hilt that he uses, and he's like, Master Benjamin.
Yes, I sacrificed much with Lady Arwen to stop the creature. Must get back to mother and father.
And as you say that, you feel like as you speak, the resonance of your voice resonating through your body, and you don't mean to be as loud as you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, you're not used to this body, and it kind of really reverberates out, and you watch as Joe kind of like recoils back and says, young master, is this permanent?
I'm unsure, but mother will know best.
With speed, and he summons you a steed.
Mm-hmm. But on the journey, he's going to try and take the tiger back the way he knows how to take the tiger back, whether that affects this form or not.
Okay, I want you. How would you take the tiger back? What would be the process?
Is it just suppress the like huge emotion sort of thing? And
I want you to make a Constitution. Nope. It's emotion. I want you to make a charisma save. Let's just call it a flat charisma save. We'll call it a DC 15.
Fuck, 11.
So the steed is summoned for you, and this spectral steed, beautifully glistening, stands before you, and as you you feel the literal crystals that you are resonating and shaking and vibrating, and then you hear the voice in your head. Just relax, child. It will pass if you let it.
So I'm taking it to recognise it as Arwen.
Yeah.
So he'll trust and just kind of focus on getting back to the family mansion, or wherever they will be.
It depends. Like, you can go and
it would be to mother, so probably the mansion would be the place to be.
So, as you head out and you head to mother's car, you've made it back to Jafuni. Jafuni, you take a breath and Warhammer at the ready to strike out, and you blink up and there is the eagle-like face of Car over you. I'm leaving it to you.
Okay. I was waiting for you to continue.
You're all together. Sorry.
I was like waiting for something.
No. So you literally you wake up and Car is pouring. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was a potion, wasn't it? You healed him. Yeah, it was your last spell, right? Yeah, so you literally, and he's just got this hand on you, healing you, and his bird-like eyes are just like zeroed in on you, and it's quite fucking scary, to wake up to that kind of like bird over you kind of thing. Rosie's behind you, dragging basically Layla on the cart, or on stretcher even. Excuse me.
Where is he?
Do? You found Jafuni's body. Yeah, he's just gone.
No, Resi looks fucked up.
Just duty's kicking herself for not, she's having a little tizzy fit because she didn't take Benjamin out. It's like, I had him in my sights. Should have been able to take him out.
You wouldn't have been able to, Jathuni.
I had him right there, and I was pointing with my warhammer right where he was.
And where you point, there's just like a streak of blood where that recollection of that axe strike as you came round the corner and that impact that felled you effectively.
Yep. It's like, come on, I gotta find him. And I start heading down, headstrong down the hall.
Yep. And I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I gotta get my sheet back up. Doo-doo-doo. What the? There it goes. You guys can hear me, right?
I can hear you perfectly. If anyone's in my stream, is anyone having that same problem? Can we hear Neil? Anyway, keep going, because we're doing good.
You said con save?
Yes, please. And you watch, Car, you watch as Jathuni stumbles, sways, puts her hand on the wall, and as she puts her hand on the wall, this like track of lightning just shoots out of her fingers and like around the walls, and she just like gets and just goes, and she's just walking full pace.
Yeah, propping herself up on the wall because she's injured, so she's like just trying to get there. But hey, it reset my hit points all the way back to max.
Roll20's been really funky recently, I have to say.
Hey, you're healed for 4 hit points from Car.
Yeah, but it's all the way up to it went up to my max. So I don't know how much I actually had.
You would have literally 4 hit points.
Okay, well, that was it. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You know, a bitch slapped you to the ground.
That's right. Yeah, so she's still pretty messed up, but she's
Yep.
like dragging her warhammer behind her, but bracing herself against the wall, going down. She's chasing.
As best you can.
Yep, it's like he couldn't have got far, and just
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? Just carrying Layla out? I'm going to assume yes. And as you head out, Rosie, and you catch the smell of the fresh air, and you look again to the left, to the forest. You know, you see that semi-sanctuary, that place where you buried the missing daughter of Lady Arwen. You turn and look down at the broken body of Layla. You look at Carr, breathing deeply, Jathuni ahead of you somehow, like just sheer force of will. And you look around you and you just think, what the fuck do you think, actually? That's a great question.
At the moment, she's really confused, honestly. Lots of thoughts and questions of why someone would crave power of any level or anything at the way they were trying to get power from these creatures, why they would want to do it, why, just lots of whys, honestly.
That's the overarching thought, just simply why.
Yeah, Rosie's, as a very simple creature, she just does not understand why anyone would try to do the atrocities that she's witnessed so far.
Fair. Okay. As a group, are you going to head back into Pencaster? I need to know what you guys are doing before, obviously, we step into the realm of the next step.
Probably would be best to get Layla to a temple.
Yeah, Carl sort of turns to her and asks whether there's a temple, whether she knows of a temple of Saloon for her, because after what's happened, he's not trusting an inn or Benjamin's family or any of that lot, so thinking the best place would be one of her own temples.
Layla, you know there's not a Saloon temple in Pencaster specifically. The nearest one is pretty far from you. I guess as a party, as free information, you could try and find Tobias, or you could seek some help from the mage schools. You could try and find, seek solid support from the Muldoon School of Magic. You know, the Arwen's Arcus is gone, so that's not going to help. But the College of Athene or Zol Solstice, you know, Boris was there. You could try and seek some support that way, or again, Tobias is an option, or you can leave tonight. It's completely your choice.
I would probably recommend Tobias from my standpoint.
I feel like he would be the quicker way to get any information that we need. So.
Yeah, she would rather go there than anywhere else, and she would also tell Karen and Rosie to get Jathuni back, because there's no way she will beat Benji. Not the way he is now.
Jathuni just keeps going until finally she just, succumbs to her injuries, and she just can't go any farther, and just collapses just from exhaustion, and the
Make a Constitution save with advantage.
21.
And you go for the better part of half an hour. You know what I mean? Feeling the pain, feeling the blood dripping from your body, feeling this like genuine, like, you're definitely like, you almost died. It's serious. And you get to roughly like, just before you start finding Tobias's home area, the house that got burnt down.
Yep.
And you take a seat for a moment, and Tobias comes over and puts his hand on your shoulders. Lady Jathuni, I've been looking for you. Yeah. We have cleared most of the fire in the town. Did you find the obelisk?
She just kind of like, she's leaned over her knees, just, exhausted. She's like, "Where's Benjamin?"
Oh shit. Okay. Hold on.
Right to the serious questions, eh?
I wasn't ready to roll.
Should always be ready to roll.
He looks at you and he says, "Lady Jathuni, I do apologize. The night has been fought, and the fires have been numerous, and the explosion that happened, and what you and Carr and Lady Nightsinger, I witnessed that moment of you. If you hadn't done what you've done, thank the heavens for you."
Where's Benjamin?
And as he says, "Where's Benjamin?" you lot catch up, obviously carting off, and Tobias stands before you. I don't have many spells left, but I can. Leomon's magical mansion, I have a high enough spell to get us somewhere safe for tonight, if that is what you wish.
Carl nods and's like, yes, please.
Jathuni protests, but it's quite obvious that she can't continue on.
And Tobias helps you up and literally drags you to the burning. Die, you little.
Well, dang it! That's what Tobias thought about me.
Slaps you in the face.
It's twice while I've been talking to Jathuni that actually has happened. Actually. But it's as you arrive to the burnt out house of Tobias's that he casts a spell, and all of a sudden a magic ethereal door appears in the doorway, and Carr and Rosie walk through first, and the beautiful mansion that's before you, belying the dangers, and Tobias puts you on his arm and drags you, basically, Jathuni, lifting you from your underarm, basically just carrying you the rest of the way. He looks down at you. Lady Jathuni, please don't take this the wrong way. For a small lady, you are mightily heavy. And then, as you go through, and the night settles, and you all rest, is anyone doing anything ultra pressing on this night?
Not ultra pressing, but Carl would stay up for a little bit, talking to Tobias, just giving him the rundown of what we found in the sewers,
Okay.
the Naga, showing him the teeth that collected, and meeting the Emerald Runner.
He's elated and afraid of everything you tell him. The fact that there is Naga underneath, the fact that you not only have met the Emerald Runner, that you had a conversation, that he, do you give him the detail of what you've been through tonight?
Yeah, as much as I can. Sort of.
I guess what I'm trying to get to is, are we talking about Benjamin's betrayal?
Yeah.
is what I'm kind of getting to. So I'm going to need you to make a persuasion roll, and I guess if everybody's there, I will give you advantage if someone wants to assist with that. But go on.
I don't know if Rosie can assist with that, but she would chime in and also give her account on what she saw from the visions when she connected.
Okay. Fair. So you're just bombarding him with information.
Yeah, Layla would tell the others what Benji's become and what he did.
Okay.
So Duty's she's just like trying to even stay upright, you know.
Yeah.
Even sitting, she's pretty beat up.
Yeah, persuasion's not my strong suit.
We noticed.
At least you got advantage.
Yeah, for an 8.
So you watch as to put it bluntly, not that so much that it falls on deaf ears with Tobias, it's more that he looks at you kind of like, you guys have been through a lot, and there are so many stories going on. He's just unsure, right?
Yeah.
He just
Something else for him to process.
Yeah, exactly. He's already been dealing with green fire and emerald creatures that are exploding his town, and now he's like, wait, Benjamin's now a bad guy. You know, he tried to kill Jathuni. He's like, no, this is insane. Surely something is wrong, right? So, as it all settles and thus, Benjamin, are you doing anything as your last kind of?
No, like I said, he would just make his way home and try and keep out of view, because obviously what he is going to scare the living shit out of Pencaster people.
Yeah. I will say quite happily that it wouldn't be difficult for you to keep out of view, just simply because people are afraid, people are hiding. You know,
Yeah.
You did scream out to get the people who are injured to the Lythander Temple. You can guarantee that that's definitely happening. Joe probably spearheading getting everybody back as quick as possible to this temple, healing and for prayer and for a whole bunch of things. And it's as you arrive home that you enter the building, and Mr. Peeps, your butler, is not there.
Okay.
And that's an immediate concern for you, because you know that, like, it's his home. And he rarely leaves. And it's, as you search the house in your crystalline form, and you look for your mother and you look for your father, and they are also not there.
Okay. Any notes or indication as to where they maybe went?
Make an investigation check. The fuck was that? Never mind.
Nat 20.
Okay, so it's not so much like a sign of like combat or anything like that, but what you do pick up when you're going around looking, clearly your mother and father have actually gone to support, and they probably will be back. But they are, you know, they're not weaklings. They would be out defending and clearing the thing, so you can assume that they'll be back. There is no sign of combat, but it's definitely a sign of them leaving.
Yeah, she wouldn't have left any way to communicate with her from a distance, no? She has a transmutation wizard, but...
I guess probably not, only because this was an event that was like, you know, she's prepped for. So probably not, but it wouldn't be hard for you to get a message to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was just something like the closest fucking messenger and just get something to them.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And you know, you ring a bell in your house, and being who your mother and father are, someone is arriving. You know?
Yeah.
I would say with an investigation of 20, you know instantly that your mother's going to the college, you know, the Arcticus of Arwen. That's where she would be right now, trying to just find out what the fuck happened to her school. Right? And your father is probably at the temple doing what he does best, which is, you know, being the dude.
The boss.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so you can assume they probably won't be back anytime soon.
Yeah, the letter will just say to his mother, much has happened. Arwen sacrificed everything, as did I.
And then, are
Me
you
at the
staying or are
house.
you leaving?
He'll stay in the house.
Okay. Right. And as you rest for the night, and everybody sleeps, and after the most chaotic, most confusing night of anyone's life who is witnessing this, you have this somber, steady rest. Not comfortable, not easy, but rest nonetheless. Benjamin,
Mm-hmm.
you wake up. There's that moment where you kind of pray, please don't
Yeah.
be green. You know, please don't be
Yeah.
green. And you look down and you're not. You are back to you.
Yeah,
And you,
huge, big sigh.
the second thing you notice is the dust around your body. Green dust that's around your body. Like part of you left you. Right? Nothing
Yeah.
dangerous, nothing like that's going to hinder you or help you, but just that transformation shift definitely is like a shedding, less of a changing and turning. Yeah, exactly, yeah. She's shedding the crystalline away. Layla, you get a message. The night after. Well, not the night after, the day after. A messenger appears for you and everybody else with the seal of Lythander and a scroll. I have a message for Lady Layla Nightsinger from Benjamin Dawnsbringer. Will you accept the scroll?
Yep, she'll accept it.
The scroll says simply, we need to talk. Please, join me at my home. Mother is not here. Father is at the temple. He won't be home for days. I just want to talk.
How much can she move now that she's rested for the night?
Because you were healed, you know, with magic, there is a level of healing. Your body is broken. If you chose to, like, you could restore your body. Like, there's obviously spells you could use to restore yourself better. Your body will be movable. It's still like you would be on cane. You know you wouldn't be just freely moving. You are still suffering in terms of just the whole thing. But the pain isn't there like it was last night. Will you go?
Okay, yeah, she would go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Look at Car. Car instantly like, wait, what?
Quick question. Where was this delivered, and were we all there?
You were all there. You were all there. It's delivered to Tobias's house, where you are staying. They knocked on the magical mansion door.
Carr raises, well, not so much an eyebrow, just because the birds even have eyebrows.
Definitely.
So like,
An eye ridge.
yeah, eye raises a little. Does his best impersonation of the Rock.
The people's champ.
Sorry, guys, I had to get that one in. And he's like, "Hey, you sure? Do you want us to go with you? After yesterday, I do not trust."
I don't either, but I need to know. He was my best friend, Car. If Chithuni goes, she'll just try and kill him. Rosie goes, who knows what could happen. The only person I would trust with coming would be you.
Do you want me to come with you? I do not trust him.
I think I can
but
get more answers without you. And I think we need someone to look after Chithuni. Besides, if anything goes wrong, you know where I am.
Are you casting Hunter's Mark?
Hell yeah. He just looks at her as he says it. He's like, just to keep tabs. I mean, he's not subtle about it. He just does it openly, and so like,
There.
I will know if you fall, and we will know where he is.
Thank you, Car.
And then I sort of look over my shoulder to see where Chithuni is, and like,
Oh, she's out.
I'm like, I would, if you're going to do this, I would
Do it now.
do it now.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the beast to wake
Just
up.
try and keep her away. She'll grab something to use as a cane and hobble out.
Okay. So as you hobble out, you make your way to Benjamin. Find the path eerily clear. Almost like, not that it's a setup, but like this meeting is meant to happen. Like whatever words were exchanged last night in the heat of battle are not enough for you to dissolve a friendship that has lasted your lives. As you reach out, make your way to the home, knock on the door, and are greeted by Benjamin. The floor is yours, ladies and gents.
Ah, you came.
You thought I wouldn't?
I didn't think they would allow you to come alone, at least.
Cora was skeptical. But Chithuni wants to kill you, so we figured this was safer.
She will learn one day.
Why did you do it, Benji? You could have told us that you knew her.
Your friend raised his weapon. Holding it nonetheless.
He was protecting
raised his weapon
himself. He had
against
no
one
idea
true.
who she was. We had no idea she was that close to you. He was protecting himself. I would have done the same thing, but I trusted you.
So, protecting yourself comes before protecting innocent people of an entire city?
We thought we were
You-
protecting the innocents. We thought she was a part of it. And she was. She was fighting the Moulune.
Yes, to protect Pencaster. She's now dead because she gave her life to protect the city.
Yes, and we killed the Muldoon to protect the city because he was about to blow, and we killed it. Not you,
No.
not her. We did.
No, you didn't. And then he understands that it's the tiger that brings this out, and he just goes green.
You watch Layla as he makes that movement like the wolf. You have that momentary flash like, oh shit. And then he's just see-through green crystal.
You done little.
And the literal timbers shake as he speaks. It's crazy loud in this building. The resonance of his voice through the crystalline energy.
You've always been many things to me, Benji, but I never thought you would be a hypocrite.
Explain to me how you feel I'm a hypocrite.
You wanted us to destroy the thing, and then you became it?
Not
How is
by
that not
choice.
being a hypocrite?
Not
No,
by
if you
choice.
turned into this, it was your choice.
So, give me a choice. If Westmillion's her home, her birthplace, correct?
No, Modern Watch.
Are you born in Morrowitch? Okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay. So, if you had to absorb something you were trying to destroy in order to save Watch, would you not do the same?
Modern Watch is not dumb enough to capture something that would do this.
The old world was dumb enough to do this around the whole world. Not saying there's one
Yeah.
under Watch, but there will be one close by. And if you'd seen what I had seen, you would know the explosions would take Watch off the face of the planet.
I am aware. That's why I destroyed the Moulune with Kar and Jathuni. Right before I fell 100 feet. My body is still broken, by the way. Do you know how much pain it was for me to walk here? All you did was heal me and fuck off. And break my heart in the process. Thank you for that, by the way.
So if I
Because
stayed,
I wasn't broken enough.
if I had stayed, I would be the one lying dead.
Do you really think I would have let Jathuni kill you?
Could you have done it otherwise? With Car and Rosie there?
They would have helped me. They trust me, unlike you.
Benji stands.
Yeah, he's
Lost for words.
not even angry. He's just disappointed that she can't see, and he doesn't know how to describe it.
Benjamin, they don't get it.
Yeah, like how can he, like, you know how when he speaks it reverberates? Is there any way he can do that but with emotion?
Can try. I want you to make a wisdom check.
Fuck 9.
And Layla, you watch as the resonance changes slightly, and just for a moment, his body streaks, and like a gradient coloring that goes from one color to another color. From the top of his head, that's green. He starts to change to what color would be your disappointment?
probably like black, like almost like complete failure, is how he's feeling now.
You watch as the crystal kind of goes a weird tinge of like black, but it kind of like an off blue because of the green, and it like surges like water, like dye being put in water through him, and then he can't control it anymore, and it's just solid green again. Obviously, that means nothing to you.
Yeah, he's going to
Not
try and
you.
no, he's
Benjamin,
going to try and reach
later.
Arwen for a minute
Okay.
and ask her if she can help him by sending Layla his thoughts that he can't bring to words.
Oh, shit. Okay. This is going to be a real high roll. I need you to make a
Yeah.
charisma. No, in fact, make a persuasion. And the DC is going to be 18, just for you to even be able to communicate the need.
26.
26. And as you reach in, you hear Arwen's voice. Child, why are you engaging with her like this? Like, of course it is doable, but she clearly doesn't understand. Do you really wish me to do this?
I wish her to understand. And it's just like his emotions, how he felt for her, which is
Yep.
very much the most of it. But he was willing to give up everything, including her family, his family, to save Pencaster if he had to.
And that's when you deliver the information to her that you lose control of your body.
Mhm.
And almost like from behind a sheet of like translucent paper, you watch as a hand pops out towards you, and the voice speaks just like Benji. Layla, please, let me show you what I feel, because the words don't work. And he just reaches out a hand towards you, Layla, towards your hand. You
She'll
take his hand.
take a breath, but she would reach out and take it.
Okay. And in that moment, everything that the love, not friendship, love, fear, care, that decision he took, that he knows has altered your relationship forever. He knows. But you feel it in him that there was no other choice in his eyes. And that he would do it again without hesitation. For you. And for everyone else. But mostly for you. And as you let him go, and your eyes kind of reawaken, he's bright yellow. Finally being able to express to you how he felt. He glows. Iridescent, beautiful, bright yellow. And in your head, Benjamin, you hear the words, clear and true. Would you like control back?
If you would, please, Lady Arwen.
And the film fades. You see clearly.
He kind of just slowly shakes his head, kind of like coming to.
anything to say? Or is this just a genuine silence?
Yeah, I think this is just the silence for Benji's side, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, Layla's just kind of silently sobbing and processing.
Layla, before you stands a crystalline man, a betrayer of your friendship. And you understand what he's done. For the first time, you feel what he felt. You understand his reasoning why. That doesn't change the fact that he aligned himself with the Arwen. That doesn't change the fact that he fought against you and your party. You know, and what you said is true, Layla. Regardless of whatever you feel for Benji right now, he betrayed you. For all the love, for all the care, he chose the Arinroth. And as far as I'm aware, unless I'm misreading the situation as the DM, you think they're bad. They're wrong. I don't know. It's your choice, Layla. Are you staying or are you leaving?
Before she leaves, she's just going to look up at Benji. And she's just going to say, the wrong thing, done for the right reasons, is still the wrong thing. And though I understand, you still betrayed me. And that I can't forgive. And then she'll just turn and walk away.
Yeah, he's not going to stop her.
No, I knew you wouldn't, Ben. I know. Now I have a serious question. Is Benjamin crying?
Not wailing, but you would see that tear in his eye. Just dribble down his chin.
You're not sobbing like the boy that's just lost
Yeah.
his first love at 11 years old, and
Yeah.
But there's that realization, I think, Benjamin, without needing to make any checks or anything like that.
Yeah.
That might be the last positive conversation you ever have with.
Does the tear crystallize at all?
So as it falls and leaves your body, it does.
He's going to try and capture it without making it break, if you know what I mean.
It would be difficult. It does.
Yeah.
But the tear by nature turns to powder as it
Yeah.
leaves. I will allow you to try. And make a sleight of hand check. The DC's 22. Like it's
I can't even make
really-
it a nat 20. Yeah, I've only got a plus
if
one.
You, if you nat 20, I'll allow it.
Nah, close.
You try, and you see the tear, and as it falls, you look down at your green self, and you look at it, and you put your hand out, and you try so then, like a cricketer, they cradle the ball in.
Yeah.
Right, or even a rugby player when you're capturing that ball, you have to take that softly, otherwise it doesn't hold. And you're following it, and then it just shatters like your dreams.
Yeah. Does he still have his hair, or is he bald?
You technically would be like bold. You'd be like, because you are just
so
like
but his hair wouldn't have crystallized.
No. You become like the crystal shape.
Yeah.
I know what your idea is. You want to like.
Yeah, he's just going to take off his family crest ring and give it to Leda.
Layla, do you even stay to receive it, or are you gone?
Well, she can't walk very fast, so she's still kind of trying to hobble away.
Okay, so if she's leaving, are you going to stop her to give it to her, or are you just going to let her leave?
He's going to try and stop her, but not violently. You know what I mean? He's not going to just grab her. Just call after her, and as he clasps his hand around hers, puts the ring in it. Hopefully, you can remember the good times, and then he walks away.
Okay. And that is where we'll take our break for tonight. because we got a lot to get through. So, how long do people want for the break? 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
5 minutes. Five's
I don't
fine for
want
me.
too long.
Just enough
We
time
got
to
a
make
lot
the
to do.
tea.
All right. So we'll be back in 6 minutes, which will be 9:15. We are currently BRB. Thank you very much for staying and watching. We are back in 6 minutes. If I get my mouse to do the right thing, thank you. Bosh. In fact, to be fair, I can leave that for later if you need to, but it's coming. Be aware.
Yeah, I will do this now then, so that I know.
Okay. Okay.
Holy shit! I was not expecting that one.
Did you roll
Okay.
it? Oh, fuck, you rolled it. Okay. You didn't choose, Oh, okay.
I couldn't. I want to do all of them.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So you're going for 3. Okay. So, fine. With that, with that choice is going to lead you very easily with Carr because it aligns with him quite well. So, yeah. Okay. Cool. That's fine. So, here we go. So, it's as you. Okay, welcome back. First and foremost, it's as you walking. What is the symbol of your family? What is your family crest, Benjamin?
It's like a tiger roaring, bringing the sun up from the dawn.
As you look down at this tiger roaring at the sun on this beautifully ornate ring, you realize now's the time to go. You need to head back to Morin Watch. That's your next step. And you've also heard Carr talk relentlessly about his need to get to Gearsome. You want to get there too. Help him in some way. That last step before you stop. Before you settle down to something else. And as you finally settle on that idea, you kind of reconcile that idea in your head. Find yourself right at the Magical Mansion's door. Knock. Are greeted by Tobias. You look down the hall, and there's Carr, staring at you like a bird that's like, what the fuck happened? And you let him know. It's time to go home. Carr. Emotionally broken, battered. The family of 9. House of 1. There is so much. The dream that leads you to Gearsome. There's so much going on in your life right now. And you are beaten and battered and disheveled. Layla tells you of this want to go to Morin Watch. Not to Morin Watch, to Gearsome with you. And she takes you to a side and she says this is her last action as part of the people. Just you. She will not continue on this journey, Party. She cannot continue. It's just too much. But there's something she wants to see in Gearsome too. So she'll help you find a way to get there.
I look at the others. Are they... So, Jathuni still passed out. Rosie...
Perhaps.
Doing Rosie things.
Rosie things. Yeah. Carl, make an insight check for me, Carl, before you start.
Well.
It's time to put a pause on this party relationship.
Yeah, Carl was just more looking as if he can have a quick word with Tobias, and whether they can just not sneak out, but just go without making any fuss.
You're not going to let Jathuni know? You're not.
I am, but I was going to leave a message with Tobias.
Fair. What would you like to tell Tobias to tell Jathuni?
Well, it was a couple of things. Obviously, I tell him that we're leaving. I need to find more on the family of 9 to protect my people. And I need to get to Gisum.
Okay.
I give him the Naga fangs.
He tentatively takes them from you.
I basically tell him that maybe someone from the colleges can make use of them, or use it to find and get rid of the creature below the city. I will help Layla get home. I need to see my seer en route.
He nods at you.
If you find any information about the family of 9, please, you know how to contact me.
I shall. I shall.
Please say goodbye to Jathuni and Rosie for us. Whether we meet again, if they need help, there's always ways to contact me through the guild, and if we come across any more obelisks, anything that can help.
Well, there is 2 more to find. We know one is in the mountains of Kof, and we believe there is one more in the north.
So, no more, just the 4?
As far as we're aware.
Okay. Well, we're heading north. If I hear anything, find anything, and then he suddenly realizes he doesn't have message or anything. He's got no way of contact. How would I contact you?
I will check in regularly.
He grasps his hand. It's been a strange road.
But interesting nonetheless, right?
It's certainly been interesting.
Let's just hope that you're alive to see the next steps, Carl.
I hope we're all alive.
Except,
Yeah.
the traitors.
something will, I'm sure, be done there.
Hopefully. Don't worry, I will
Try
inform them.
to keep her calm. Looking at Jathumi.
He looks you dead in the eyes. I won't.
Maybe Rosie will have a calming influence.
Perhaps.
And he picks up his bag, his backpack.
Yep.
Looks at Layla. Shall we go?
Rosie, make a perception check.
Is this a sight check?
You're no longer affected by checks.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
You don't hear the conversation, but you're perceptive enough to see people leaving. Kind of reminds you of another furbolg who left your town that you hunt for now. Feels the same. An adventurer, something that must be done. They're leaving.
I don't know that Rosie would try to make any attempt to stop them or talk to them, really.
It's your character, your player. You make the decision.
Nah, she's kind of, for most of the night, pretty much. She's been doing the whole sit in the corner and do with her thoughts thing. So she's just watching them leave and adding it to the tirade of thoughts running through her head.
Fair. And as you do so, the door shuts. A word not spoken. A look not given. Car and Layla, for now, leave the People's Champion. Now, Kai, it's a serious hike to get back to your village. It's not a couple days, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And at least another month to get to Morinmoy. So it's, as you trek for those 2 weeks, skirting towards the moors and the swamps that effectively you call home on the edge of your forest. Layla, this is a stark awakening for you as you head back to the place basically where you were bitten. And on this 2-week journey, you arrive unscathed, unharmed, to the beautiful Arakocra village. Would you like to describe the village?
It's a fairly simple village. Nothing. It's a town of hunters, or village of hunters. They have little trade with outside, so they've got most things that they need there in the town. It's on multiple levels, being Arakocra village, so sort of on the ground, or on the floor. They've got the things like blacksmiths, tanners, grain stores, all that sort of side of things. But most of the homesteads are built up into the trees. So if they are attacked, they can get up there. And it being an Arakocra village, there isn't really ropes or ladders or anything like that up to the homestead level. It's
You're expected to fly.
yeah, there are pulleys that they can use to pull people up where needed, but everything of I wouldn't say industry, but sort of to keep
Yeah.
the village running and what they would use to trade with other people is on
On the ground.
On the ground. The main sort of like town hall and sort of where the seer lives again is with the others, is a little bit more protected, but it's just a simple wooden balustrade sort of like surrounding it with a couple of routes in and out, just more for carts and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, it's not a huge amount to see, because I mean there's probably a couple of dozen homes, and that's about
How
it.
long has it been, Carl, since you've been there?
Got to be probably about 2 years, maybe nearing three, nearer to 3.
Yeah. And it's as you arrive that real feeling of home hits you, and you look around. And the village hasn't changed at all. The hatchlings are still protected at the top, not allowed to fly yet. They're being watched by the den mothers. Well, they're not the den mothers, but you know what I mean. The young boys and girls are in the second level who are learning their flight and challenging each other in air and like jousting, playing and bolsterers. And then you've got the workers who are on the bottom floor, the cookers, the cleaners, the blacksmiths, and the smell of your village is pungent to your nose. And Layla, I'm assuming you've never been to an Arakocra village. It's a rather strong Ivarian smell here. It's not the standard village aroma, but it's not unpleasant. It just smells very naturey, I think is the best way to put it. It's very much open, very much airy, but the smell of animal is clear and abundant here. And actually, as Carl arrives, let's roll a die. A whole bunch of people start charging over at speed.
Oh, she ducks behind him and is just like, if we have to go up there, I'm fucked.
And
He well, having a beak, obviously not a mouth. His face sort of like tightens around the edges of the beaks, which would be his equivalent of a smile, and it's like, don't worry, there's ways.
and it's as you say that you're greeted by a whole bunch of younglings, probably like recently learning to fly. It does take a little while for Arakocra to really use their wings and flourish. And you're watching these hatchlings that you remember, by their markings. Birds, how you guys recognize each other. These hatchlings that were tiny things when you first saw them, flying towards you, calling you out like you're like a returning hero almost. People are calling you, Car. We've heard stories of you and the people that you were with and all the things that you had done. Is it true that And it's just like this cacophony of noise, and then you hear the noise of the staff, and this aged Arakocra
My head
punched forward and just comes forward, and she walks right up to you and just 2 taps on the face. You know who this is. And she just turns and walks to her hut.
looks to Layla and said, "We should go and talk to her."
Do you people normally slap each other?
She's special, shall we say? She's our seer, our elder.
She's the only one who lives on the ground floor.
Yeah. Jesus Christ! Sorry, just opened the door and just cold air just comes. She's eccentric at times, but she is the reason I've been out. Well, one of the reasons.
And as you
We travelled with Juan. I think we can do eccentric. But we're in force. I'm good.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. And it's as you guys head into the hut that Layla, Carl's kind of prepared for the level of eccentricity, and then you see a very aged Aarakocra hanging upside down in the middle of her hut on what would be, think of like a bird stand. She's got her feet hooked in and she's upside down, looking directly at you and Carl.
The whole time
Is she
we've been
trying to
walking.
be a bat?
The whole time we've been walking as well, Car's just been scanning, looking,
What are you looking for?
just to see whether he can see his mum. Obviously, he was originally meant to take over her position.
That's true.
And obviously hasn't seen her, but knows when she goes on the hunt, she can be away for weeks. Months.
Make an investigation check. She's not immediately apparent. You look up to the tallest peaks of the village where your home is. It doesn't seem empty, but it doesn't seem to be in use at this very second. It is the daytime. And obviously, as I said, you are fully prepared. You know how crazy Sia is.
Yeah.
And as you go into the room, seeing her hang upside down, without even an insight check, you know she's going all out because you brought her guest.
Yeah.
And as I said, Layla, you enter her hut with Carl, and she's hanging upside down. Wings spread.
And I also know her hearing is fucking good.
Yes.
So I would know that she would have heard Layla's comment.
Yes. And she says to you both in common, "Greetings!" And the promised child is returned, hopefully done with his hunting of the bounty.
Some bounties.
I'm claiming that one.
That was Layla doing that too, not just me.
Some bounties, but I'm on the way north and have, I have more information from the dreams and potentially have encountered something.
Encountered? We have encountered too.
At which point, Car's instantly on the sort of. Okay. What have you encountered?
Yeah, a group of things mainly. Being so close to the swamps, the number of lycanthrope-like creatures are everywhere, and we have had numerous attacks, and we are fighting against it. The balisade has been attacked a few times, but recently we have been tracking. Hordes of coal boats and dragonkins and like large lizard-like creatures.
Lizards and what a humanoid snake?
No, like
Just
humanoid-like dragon and kobold, a tiny little creature like a dragon, like a lizard. And they have very large lizards with large tails, and they are always chasing things, and not many speak Draconic in this village. It's been difficult to communicate, and we have had a few altercations.
Carl looks visibly relieved.
Car, I want you to, Car and Layla, if you want, both of you make a history check. Car, you don't, at this present moment being in the situation, it doesn't come to you, but Layla, you all the time a green dragon opened a portal and said that, time of the dragon is coming and they shall no longer stand for what is happening, and they have raised an army ready to fight. And that beautiful green dragon passed through a portal, promising a war would come.
Yeah, she'll lean into Car and just be like, the dragons are getting ready to fight the Ironroth. It's their army.
Okay. We have lots to tell you, Sia. To start with, my journey was sidetracked. There is potentially more than just our village at stake.
More important than the village.
Potentially the world.
And it's as you say that she flips off her perch, lands, and uses prestidigitation to ignite the cauldron. And she's listening to you, and she's just walking around grabbing like herbs and like dead creatures and things while you're talking to her, and she's just like piling them into this pot.
Yeah. So I spend the next half an hour just telling her about everything that happened since getting to Winter's Beach, about the first obelisk, the Ironroth, Harold, and Harmony.
So you just give her everything.
Yeah, I literally, I mean,
Family of 9, House of 1.
Yeah, I mean, I go through all the Ironroth and all of that side of stuff. The battle with the 3 dragons and the weird crystalline entity in Cedillion are sort of fleeing from there to Magshore. And then obviously once we got to Magshore, then the added the extra steps to the dream, and then sort of like the I can never bloody pronounce those creatures, the Yangtai or whatever they're.
Yunti.
Yunti.
I can never remember how to pronounce them. The things like them but not like them, and just sort of the dream and then the events at Pencaster.
It's as you get to the dream that she stops you dead, takes a huge drinking spoon, and you know this is the ceremonial spoon, and she just like gives you the spoon.
Yeah.
Like, and as you drink it in, you know, you're instantly hit by the disgusting flavors.
Yeah.
And it's as you start speaking that you start to like wheeze and woon and wane, and you watch Layla as the dream, which is clearly what she's been waiting for, as he speaks like a television. He describes it and you see the dream, Layla. You witness the dream of the village being under attack. You witness the fight, the figures, the arrows, the blasts, the explosion, the conversation of the between him and this snake-like Yunti serpentine thing, the family of 9, and it's quite shocking because it looks like, you know, like it's really happening. And then she waves it out of his face, clears the dream, and then she sips it and shows you her vision. And her vision starts where your one ends, Carl. And she tells you about the burning of the village. How the creatures stand amongst us, eating, devouring our essence, not just our bodies. She tells you about the moment car you are there in the air, a crazy brilliant bow that looks like it's made from the creatine of beaks, just huge beautiful bow, and as you pulled each arrow, the arrow doesn't, like, it's not there, but as you pull back that string, it ignites and becomes a bolt of like some kind of energy, and you and you're fighting and you're firing, and it's like a crazy moment of war. As you, I do apologize for everybody who's hearing the rain in the stream, by the way.
I was wondering whether that was rain.
Yeah, I was like, rain or crackling.
It's rain. Like, it's like World War Z when they're attacking Jerusalem and they're climbing the wall. The more you kill, the more they climb, and you're just firing, and in that last moment, Car, as you stand with your bow atop them, you fire down, and they grab you and pull you down. And she shows you a face that you've seen before, and it says, "You may have failed me once, child, but my brethren are here, and we are hungry for you, and you shall feed us well." And it bite after bite, and you're not having the vision, you're seeing it, Car, but each bite kind of, you know, that twitch, yeah, it almost feels like it's happening, and she shakes it out and she says, I didn't know that this was a link dream. I thought, I see now that your journey is far from over, Car, and you must leave and find out what is going on. Gism is a choice that you no longer have. You must go to Gism with expedience. You must go.
I need to get Layla to her home, but that may give me a route to Gisem.
Okay.
But I have encountered one of these House of Nine, Family of Nine,
Family of Nine.
in Pencaster.
And it's when, at that moment when you say that, you realise that the Family of Nine and you were in the House of One.
Was that the one that I saw in her vision? It was that Naga.
And it's as that recollection happens that she pulls out from a drawer an Arakocra bow made of creatine from beaks of fallen Arakocra. The bow is larger than a bow that you've held before, and the string of the bow, as you pull it, I need you to make a strength check, please.
Strength check. This is going to be...
The string is tough. And she looks at you. I guess you are not ready. Maybe you will be soon. And she puts it back in her drawer. Why are you just blinking at me, bro? He's licking his lips like he knows what that could have been.
He's looking at the drawer and her, and is like obviously recognizing it as the bow from her vision.
I give it to you for free, absolutely.
And he's like, what do I need to do? If that will help us.
If you are unable to even draw the string, how will it help you, Car? Do you wish to try again?
Maybe before we leave, but he tries to sort of like refocus, and it's like we killed the Naga Pencaster, but no, it will be
Naga return, Car. Naga return.
Wait, they do?
For the first time
he looks
in over an hour.
he looks at Layla and is like, did you not listen to Rosie? And then realizes what he said.
He said a lot.
Realizing what he said is like, yeah, it was Rosie. But we need to rest for the night before moving on. Before we do, You mention the pack. They've been attacking the village.
They come and try, and well, we are very good at defending our village. You know this car. You were trained by the best, of course.
Has she been out hunting them?
Yes, she leads the pack. Well, flock, you know, same thing.
He looks at Layla and doesn't say anything, but looks at her as if to say, "Can I say?" And he waits for a response for her, but also before he carries on and sort of as if to say, my companion here, she was badly injured at in Pencaster, and why we're taking her home to her people. But the wounds are not just physical.
She cocks her head kind of like almost at a 70-degree angle and kind of arches in, looking directly round you, Car, at Layla. Do you wish some help, child?
She spent the whole time shuffling, wanting to sit down, but didn't want to seem rude. If you can.
She walks straight up to you, slaps you on the face. Not hard. Casts greater restoration on your body. Ache leaves you physically. This is what I can do for you now, of course. Your time with me can be long or short, depending on you. And obviously, my boy Car and his needs. So, if you are staying, you're more than welcome to stay on this floor in my hut, if you wish. And she takes her spoon and swings round the bowl, and then lifts out this giant spoon full of stuff and leans it towards you. Drink, child, drink.
She's totally looking at Car like, what the fuck are you getting me into?
And as
but
you look, she literally puts it right to your face. It's almost like it wasn't a thing. You were doing it whether you wanted to or not. Almost. She straight in, right? And as you do so, yeah, it is like that. As you take it, what are you thinking about at this time, Layla?
Benji, and how close she is to the swamp.
And do you think about the wolf that bit you?
Yeah.
And it's as you do, and the interlaced images of Benji, the wolf, you, the wolf, you, the werewolf, that your seer looks back at you, Car, like, interesting creature. You align yourself with the weirdest of things, Car. The weirdest of things. Little one, let me tell you something. Love is hard. I know. I've smashed more than a few eggs in my time. But I will tell you this. Focus not on that. For you are a wolf. And that is danger for you. You cannot control what you see. Now, fix your mind, child. To fix your mind. And she pokes you with one of her wings. She's pointing at our own temple, and her wing comes round and pokes you in your temple. That will take time that I do not have now. Before I must teach the youngling how to pull the bow to defend himself. Because he seems unable to do so. That is not what my vision showed me, and I am very concerned. Do you understand?
Yes, but he's been through a lot. He's hurting just as much as I am.
It is not relevant where he's hurting! The village is running out of time! Family
And
is
one
gone.
person can only do so much.
If he is the one person who can do so much, why would I let him do so little? Now, child, I will get you some worm broth and some nugget bread.
Please don't.
Well, there's not very much more that we eat here. I guess I can get the
Oh,
100.
rations is fine.
Okay. The worm broth is very nice. Carl loves it. It's his favorite.
He's also a bird. I'm human.
Ha! Scared to try. Fine.
Carl's just chuckling to himself because he knows that there'll be other stuff available, but she's just trying to do what she normally does.
Don't know what you're trying to insinuate. But it's a few hours later that you're arrested and real food is brought to you later. Proper food. Meats, veg, fruits. You relax.
Yeah, she's gonna slap Car's wig and go, "That's for making me think I was gonna eat worm food."
And it's as you laugh that you see the seer is smiling. And I've realised time, to speed this kind of along a bit, how long are you going to spend here, Carl?
It was probably going to be a couple of nights at most.
Okay.
Just to sort of try and do what I can for Layla there. Talk to the seer, see whether his family comes home from one of their
It's on the
hunts.
end of your second night that Mum comes home. Pleased beyond all belief to see you. Layla, as you meet Car's mother, you realise he is the literal spitting image of her. Their feathers, their plumage, size, like crazy similar. Like almost identical. And you realise that the Aarakocra lineage and line, the birds of the families are very, very, very similar. It's only when you really take the time to appreciate Car's beak that you see the subtle difference in the shape and the masculine features of that Aarakocra face and the slenderness of his mother's face that really defines the difference between them and their eyes. But visually, almost identical. And you have a great conversation with your mum, and she's so proud and pleased to see you. And as you tell her that you're only staying for a few nights, she becomes really sad.
I explained to her that the search is not yet over. I give her the little, not everything that I've told the seer, but certainly about the family of 9 and the Naga at Pencaster, and I need to continue the search to protect the village, but I will be home. I will be back.
You spend time with your mum, eat well, relax. It's at this point You know that the first raiding party happens, and people arrive with more information about these kobolds, and you hear of a troop of at least 80 kobolds tracking across the plains towards Vermouth Port. Excuse me. My apologies. Guys, give me 2 seconds. I just have to pee real quick. I will be right back.
I'm liking the music tonight. It's just
Yeah. Definitely got some stories around the campfire vibes to it.
yeah. Jesus Christ, Phil, were you sort of dropping your trousers as you were walking out the door?
Mate, I'm not gonna lie to you, I just went into the fucking alley to piss. Like, fuck that.
Like the homeless.
Like, mate, it's pouring down with rain. I'm not running through the fucking thing. I've got shelter. I'm just gonna piss in the fucking wood.
Fair.
Right. Anyway. As you hear about the raiding party, your mother looks at you with the look that says, you know I have to go. She has to track them. She needs to make sure they're not coming towards your village. Because with a party, a band of that size,
Could
you know,
do some damage.
if they split, it could be a problem, and it could be a problem for your village.
I'm over the time I would have told her about the Aronroth.
Of course.
And
Do you tell her to be wary of anyone who approaches in black cloaks with a face of covering and blah 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 blah?
oh hell yeah. But I do tell her that this army could be standing against the Aronroth.
Okay.
Do with that as you will. The Aronroth shouldn't bother our town, but our village. But
You never know. Sorry, the door was open a bit. The rain was just driving me crazy. It's louder than ever right now. So it's at the end of that day when the seer calls you back, holding the bow. This time, she's not giving you the freedom of doing it in private. You are standing front and center in the middle of the village.
Yeah, Lily's gonna give them a hand.
Is that you're going to give him what guidance?
No, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna give him build strength.
Which one are you giving him? Bull strength.
Yep.
Okay. Make a flat strength check.
So, 16.
Hold. You feel Layla's touch, and as you do, you pull, and you pull, and you pull. I need you to make a Constitution save, please. You pull, and you get it to your cheek, and you extend as much as you can, and as you do so, the gap ignites a brilliant white flame. You pull past your cheek. You look down at the sight that is set for you. Do you release? Or do you just drop it?
I release.
And as you loose the bow, you feel the heat of the arrow. It singes your feathers momentarily, and as you fire this arrow, you hear it like like Layla. You hear the ah, that call of birds, and it just shatters the fucking thing to pieces. Like the whole thing just gets blown into absolute smithereens. Everybody starts cheering, like people are like popping poppers and like firing out little bits of magic and stuff like that to like parade you. And then the seer comes out and she waves a hand, takes the bow from you. Are you now ready?
He thinks for a moment, and his only reply is, "I have to be."
And she literally just bang, and she hits you with greater strength than you always expect for this lady of
Tiny,
age,
frail thing.
Yeah, and she whops you with the bow straight in your midriff, and you breathe. Okay. You now have a magical bow. It is a +1. It's called the Bow of the Aarakocra. It fires a radiant bolt at 1d10 damage. And on a nat 20, it automatically fires a second bolt and crit.
Cool. I'll add that in a minute.
Put it on your back. And you're heading to Morin Watch. We're just going to fast forward. Layla, you get yourselves to Morin Watch, where you go to your home, speak to your mother, resume some healing in the warming embrace of Saloon. As you work forward through this, because it's taking you 3 weeks to get, you can see cars need and want to get to Gearsome, and you want to get to Gearsome. So, you beseech the local wizards to basically, Carl wants to teleport. There is obviously a teleportation circle from Morin Watch to Gearsome, but it's not available to just anybody. But you are not just anybody. You are Lady Nightsinger, daughter to the High Priestess of Saloon. Make a persuasion with advantage. It's always a positive mate before you make.
Don't laugh at me. Holy shit! I was not expecting that!
Okay, so Layla, it's after 3 days of arguing with High Lord Balithis, head of Morin Watch, that you beseech the council who override him. The need of the people's champions is great, and one of their people is struggling and needs the support. And you look out, and the circle is ignited. And as you prepare to leave, how would you like to introduce, well, Aveline? How are we going to introduce her to the world?
before she goes, she will leave a note with her mother for Evelyn. And when Evelyn comes to get it, it's a note asking her to find the rest of the People's Champions and help them.
Okay.
Or specifically, it's for Carr, saying he can trust Evelyn because Layla trusts her.
Okay. Carl, you head to Gearsome through teleportation circle. And it is with the greatest of dismay, Carl. Look and arrive at that you find a wreck, a desolate wasteland of destroyed things, and panic sets in, Carl. Whatever battle raged here is long over, but it was huge. The ground still scorched by whatever crazy creatures took flight here. I need you both to make a Constitution saving throw. The thousands. Be clear what I say. Thousands of bodies that litter causeway towards Gearsome. The rancor smell of death, of decay, the wyverns that are flying around and still eating of whatever is left of the disgusting, decaying corpses around. You look around and you see the Great Wall of Gearsome, and though you guys don't know Gearsome, the stories of the city are enormous. The great dwarven gnomish city that holds technology and unparalleled magics to the rest of the world. This lone city that stands unequivocally opposed to all forms.
Oh, have we lost him?
Management. They are onto themselves their own entity, and they look around, and you look at the city and it is cracked and crumbling. But as you approach, you hear the and you look, and from across the waters you see a ship, but not on the sea. Above you, in the brightest sunny sky, 300, 400 maybe feet above you, the sound of flying ship. And you watch as it circles Gearsome, slowly lowers itself down. You walk, you make your way to the city. You see the remnants of what clearly was a beautiful place. Ransacked, destroyed, buildings crashed, broken, the wall itself cracked. As you approach, there are people there, beaten, not physically bruised. It's been a long time since the war, the Battle at Gearsome took place, but battered and bruised. almost homeless looking, but they're not. They're in this. It's hard to fathom this loss, this disconnect to this great city. What exactly are you looking for in Gearsome, Carl?
Information. Anything to do anything about these creatures, the family of 9, anything that could help my village.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you actively seek out that information, my screens have gone all funky, for fuck's sake. 2 seconds while I try and fix this. It's so annoying when it does this. When you click, you shut it down, and then it fucks up. Well, fuck you very much. Yeah, okay, Chris's head is moving, so Chris's screen is fixed. Okay. Only one I'm not sure who's moving. Neil, do me a favour, shake your head. Oh, okay, I haven't fixed Neil's screen.
I was just gonna sit there and just not move at all.
I was saying,
That's because you're an asshole, Neil.
you said that, and on my one, he didn't move at all, but it is his eye just moved ever so slightly.
So, it's as we sit here looking for information. Cara, I need you to make an investigation with disadvantage, please. You spend the better part of 3 weeks begging for information, seeing these flying ships coming in and out. You look around you, and Layla turns to you and says, I have to return home. I need to understand. And this is where she tells you, and Layla, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to kind of take this moment just because it's got world information that you don't have. Truthfully.
Go for it.
She looks at you and says to you, well, you've been out here investigating, so have I. I know that Lord Balathis backed this war, and these people have suffered because of what he did and how he aligned himself with the Arinroth. They did this to this city. Look at what it was, and now what it is. I must go. But I want you to keep an eye out for my friend. I have to change half of my city. Aveline is very lovely half-elf, long fiery red hair. She's... In fact, I'm going to need you to describe her attitude. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the... So if you could just describe her attitude, so Carl can know what he's looking for.
She can be a bit standoffish. Doesn't trust easily, but she trusts me and I trust her. And I know she'll help you. I don't want to leave you alone. I can't. I know how important it is to you.
And Layla leaves, heading through the portal. And it's probably, Layla, about a day before you find Aveline, who's arguing with your mum about why you should bother taking this letter to the People's Champions. That's none of your business. And you spend the time to convince her, telling her of the importance of the work that you would like to keep doing if you had the ability. But you don't. physically unable to do so. And in your opinion, you can do more work with Lord Balithis, the High Lord, and changing the mind of the people. And that's what you're going to do, and you ask her to take up the mantle. And you convince her because, well, she's your next character. so you convince her and she agrees. And you send her through the portal, find Car, who is, when you approach him, Aveline, desperately begging for information, praying that someone will fucking answer and some information. Car, no one gives you access to anything. Try and you gain nothing. It's as you realize over time, Car, that the city of Gearsum is closed to basically everyone. They trust no one now. How can they? Look at what happened when they allowed people in. There is one small comfort for you. They show you an obelisk standing in the middle of their town, right smack in the cylinder center of the. Bigger than any of the obelisks you've seen before, but in defense of the obelisk, you've not seen much of them.
Just the tip.
This one stands about 130 feet. Huge. So now you know that there is definitely one in Gearsum. And maybe if you could convince somebody, but you rolled so poorly. It's not happening now. And as Aveline approaches you for the first time, hands you the letter from Layla saying, trust her. I trust her, you can. We head over to Rosie, who's been patiently waiting. Rosie and Jathuni. It's about 3 hours later that Jathuni wakes up, Rosie. And you look around knowing that Car and Layla are gone.
Mm-hmm. She just look at Chthuni as she woke up, help her get her bearings, try and convince her to eat.
So you have no problem convincing her to eat.
It's like uses good bearings. Like, here, have a berry. It'll fill you up for the day. And she eats all 10.
Yeah, exactly. She's like a hobbit.
Where is everybody?
I think Layla and Car have left. They
Left. When are they
Yeah.
coming back?
I don't know. I don't know if they are coming back. They just left. Didn't seem interested in saying goodbye, so they just got up, went out the door.
They probably went to find Benjamin. I wish they'd have woke me up. I'd have went with them.
I don't think they're particularly going to find him. No. No, judging from what I saw, they're probably going to whatever place suits them best to heal, or at least that's what I'd like to think. I
It's what
don't
you
know.
know. It's what you know from the perception.
Mm.
You know, you haven't been with them a long time, Rosie, but you're pretty good at feeling the emotions of a room.
Yeah.
You're not good at explaining it,
No.
but you're good at feeling it, and you know what they both needed and what they both required.
Yeah, they're going to find somewhere to heal. They need to recover and recuperate and lick their wounds after this.
Hmm.
I myself very much need to do the same.
Well, I'm going to return back. You had said you'd go after the Emerald Runner. If you need help, send word. I'll be there.
All right. I'm gonna need it. Maybe.
And it's in the cutest blasé nature of the pair of you where you care, but you're never going to show it to each other. You know what I mean? It's just it's not how it works between Jathuni and anyone.
That's right.
Chthuni and Chthuni.
Yeah, exactly. And Jathuni, do you tell Rosie where you're heading? Or do you
I'll
just go?
I'll tell her where I'm going back to Winter's Beach.
Yep.
And that she can send word for me. Everybody there knows me, whether good or bad.
Facts.
All right.
Jafuni, you're going to spend the better part of a month and a half traveling to Morin Watches, not to Morin, excuse me, to Winter's Beach. It is far from here, but you're able to charter yourself a boat and get yourself there. And the reason why I'm going to start with Jathuni is just because Rosie's got some deep shit. Jathuni, you head back to your temple of Loki, of the Tempest, struggling with this new power, right? And the whole time on this journey, you've been trying to make it happen, and you fight and you play, and the more stuff you do, the more like times you feel like you're getting control, the less it happens. And when the more out of control you are, and the loose and wild you are with it, it seems to just occur, and it's the most infuriating thing. And as you arrive at the temple, and you seek out the high priest Sayun. Sayun looks at you and he says, "Ah, Lady Jathuni, you have returned. How does Loki keep you?
How does what?
How does Loki keep you?"
Good. We've had a very interesting trip. I was struck by lightning on a ship, and I have these strange. I don't want to say powers.
But are they powers?
Yeah. But I can't harness them. As hard as I've tried, I just cannot harness them. The more I want them, the less they respond.
Interesting.
But when I fly into a rage, they come without me wanting. They just happen.
The wild nature of a crazy dwarven female who wants nothing more than to fight at all times. You are definitely one of Loki's grandest chosen. To pick you up out of the sea and bring you to his palace in the sky and strike you with lightning and grant you power is the greatest gift anyone of our people should learn. And I think, realistically, you should be struck with more lightning, just to see what happens. Are you interested?
If it helps me control this power, I'll do it.
And as you say that, a whole bunch of clerics step into the temple, circle around you, and start channeling. And you watch.
She just starts like looking around, like, you know.
And like Inspector Gadget kind of shit, the dome of your temple roof like opens up, and as they start chanting and charging with you in the middle, you watch as like a wall of electricity like builds up around them and straight up, and then you just get hit with this like bifrost wave of lightning. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. 20. As it slams down into you, you shake and you judder, but it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. Real good. Right. How are you going to contain this power? It's constant lightning streaming down. The rain is just showering upon you. You know, through the open thing. You spend what feels like minutes, but as you look at the faces of your clerics around you, they are sweating. They're pouring. The time seems to be a misconception of what's going on here. You could have been here for minutes, you could have been here for days in this moment, and you are just harnessing and holding this power. How are you going to use it? What is it going to manifest? How is it going to work, Jathuni?
Oh, is that a question or?
Oh, fuck right, that's a question. Like 1000% a question.
Okay, I thought it was like.
No.
You were like
question.
Making me think. Question. How is it going to manifest itself? I don't.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So, what I want you to do right now is seriously think about this as the power wells up inside you. It's only going to go one of a few ways. It's either going to explode or it's going to enhance. It can come out in lightning or in thunder.
You're cutting out for me.
Ah, apologies. So, lightning and thunder,
yep.
The two ways that of magic that you enjoy the most, the two precious entities that you gain from your power from Loki, the thing that charges you and gives you energy, are the two key components of what's happening right now. Do you wish to become thunder or lightning?
Lightning.
And it's as you will it, charge it, control it, you strike out like Electro, becoming a body of energy and lightning. You take off, you float, and that sheer glee and excitement as you are in the air and in control, and you realize with this power that you are unleashing, it's more than what you're used to, and it's actually really fucking dangerous as you strike the people around you, and you watch as the people in the circle crash and fall, and the barrier drops, and you're still firing this lightning, and then you hear a voice in your head. Calm down, child. This power is definitely yours to hold, and I love the fact that you love it. I grant it to you, my child, my priestess. Now control it. Make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
As you will it, want it, pull it, You draw it in, and you slowly hover and land, and you feel the leave your body. You feel that, and you realize you've ascended a step of your power. And those 4 skills that you had before no longer exist. You have but one skill, which you can use once per day and requires you to pray to Loki to receive it back. You can take on the body of light, giving you 60 feet of flight.
The body of lightning.
Yeah, you are literally the embodiment of lightning.
Okay.
You get 60 feet of flight. All attacks that you make are lightning damage and are considered magical, of course. Okay?
Okay.
And that lasts basically until you lose control of it. So it can last 10 seconds. It can last 10 minutes. But it's about your control. And as you spend the next 3 weeks learning this control, I want you to make, we're going to do a series of 3 constitutions, and then that will set your AC to hit on your concentration of it. So can you make me 8?
8.
18.
18. 11.
11. Give me 2 seconds, please.
You're muted.
Your concentration on this skill is going to be a 13. If you don't make a 13, you will explode, doing 10d6 lightning damage in a 60-foot sphere. It will be a dex save. Again, the DC will be 13. Anyone, including yourself, in fact, you take the damage regardless. But anyone in that
For
dex
others.
save,
Yeah, for others.
and it'll be 13. They have to save 13, or they take the 10d6.
Yep.
So those three weeks that you spend learning to control and get that power, feel stronger, more powerful. You come out with this enlightened level of power. And now we head back to Rosie. Hey Rosie, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Lots of existential crisis.
Definitely. And it's as you look out into this existential crisis that you realize. And did we confirm whether you agreed to what I messaged you?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Do you want to take lead on that start, or should I start it and then you fill in the blanks?
You can go ahead.
Cool. So Rosie, beseeched by the pain of what's happened in this village and the greed and the sheer, just unadulterated, I don't even know how to put it. This idiotic idea that magic can control all and just take what you want, and the repercussions are minimal as long as you can handle whatever outcome is because you're still in charge. But Rosie, you're nature, and nature is uncontrolled. Nature is wild. And the lasting monument of Pencaster needs to be cast aside by the glade, the grove of crystalline druids. And that is your endeavor and your adventure. And as you start to head out into this wood, you instantly go back to the place where the daughter of Arwen is. Plant that first seed. And as you plant the seed, the flowers around that beautiful death veil glow. Which color should they glow, Rosie? Red, blue, yellow, or green? Which emotion are you dealing with first? The joy, the sadness, rage, or the fear? No pressure.
Honestly, difficult because she feels equal parts of an enormous weight of both sadness and rage.
Would you like to try and mix them?
Yeah, she'd try.
Make an Arcana check, and if you make a DC of 14, we can let it go.
Straight roll, this is gonna be fun.
Natural
Ooh.
motherfucking 20.
Okay.
So Rosie, it's as you mix two colors, blue and red, to make this. What color is your purple, Rosie? Is it like a lilac? Is it a deep purple? Where are you hitting this crystalline color?
Ooh. I'd say it's more on the darker side of a purple, like
Okay.
almost like the color of a nightshade berry.
Love that. And as you start, and the death's veil changes and shifts, and the crystals spread out, you watch as you want it to happen, so it does. You will it to happen, so it will. You will show these people of Pencaster what nature is. You will show them what the power of what this planet and these people are not treating with respect. And you just fire all your energy. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is going to be 17. And in that will of energy and power, you fire out all your emotion, and the crystals that literally explode from your eye and glow out and hit the trees and hit the animals and hit everything around you. And the more you look and the more you see, the colors change, vibrant, the trees grow in mass and size, creatures start to shift and become not deformed, not mutated, but just enhanced. They glow, they shimmer, they take on the essence of your rage, your joy, your sadness. The emotion pours out of you, Rosie. It's the first moment you've allowed yourself to just let go. And everything grows as you do. And as you really embrace that nature, you go to a tree and you rip off this just beautiful bark and you carve with your druid craft a hole, and you make the shape of this mask, and it crystallines out and sparkles, and you look around you and the animals come forth receiving your blessing, and everything grows and is abundant, and this glade starts to shine, and as the moon hits it, it glows with the colors of this beautiful emotion. And then it hits you, and you remember the displaced children will need somewhere. And it's not safe in Pencaster, because they don't know how to act. What are you gonna do? Make it not like that. How are you gonna make it exactly what these displaced children need.
She will. She'll start by making sure that there's shelter, place for them to stay, using her shape wood and her druid abilities to shape the trees themselves, not damaging them, but remolding them so that the trees themselves can become shelters and huts. She uses her druid craft and her skills to create small, shallow divots in the dirt where she can start beginning the beginnings of gardens and growth. She begins talking to the animals and communing with them, setting up almost plans for symbiotic relationships for the animals to help the kids be able to take care of themselves, in exchange be helped themselves. And she does she does her best to set up areas where, knowing that they're young, she knows that they need areas where they can try and at the very least do some play. Literal jungle gyms grown from the roots of plants and stems. She sets up areas with tables, small areas where they can have fires for warmth, and just as best she can forming as much of the needs of a living individual as she can from the world around her.
And it's in that first month when you really allow this energy to pour out of you, and your grove that you have created stands testament to nature. You look, you feel, and it's at the end of the first month that druids start to arrive. Feeling the essence of your people, feeling the essence of your nature, feeling just the sheer energy of what you are creating. I want you to I'm going to give you advantage because what you're trying to do. Roll a persuasion advantage.
$15.
It's as these druids arrive, seeking to understand what the fuck is going on, and you retell the story over and over again until your voice is hoarse with telling the story of how this magic, these people, these Arinroth, these animals betray nature and destroy and usurp, and just that they take your side. That they follow. That they listen. And in that first month, and I'm going to show it on the camera because I'm not journalist, no role, everybody needs. Me too. Apology.
Mm-hmm.
4, 12, 17 druids join your grove. Not trying to become a druid of the crystal like you, but understanding the need. Circles of the moon, circles of the shepherd, circles of the forest. They arrive, pledging aid to you, bringing the support, heading into Pencaster, telling your story. Benjamin, this is all happening. You see the eruption of this thing, this grove, and it's the first week of this happening that you see the first druid arrive into your town. A halfling, tiny, talking about Rosie like a savior. You scratch your head, you're like, that's one truth. And you beseech your counsel. You seek support for your measure to defend against Rosie. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, shit. Okay, I thought I was done with him. I thought I handed over an awesome character to the DM.
You have, but it's not yet. This is your last steps.
21.
With ease. With ease. No concern. People take up
Now,
arms.
being as sort of morally fucking straight as Benjamin is,
Mm-hmm.
he won't deny Rosie's claims, but he'll also put in the point that she wasn't there to defend the city at that point.
And with what you say, that alone is enough for Rosie. The first attacks on your glade come you're thoroughly unprepared. They come and they take the children. Children scream and cry. They call out for you. We want to stay with Rosie. She protects us. We're safe here. The animals care. We have home. You left us. And there you are, Rosie. Standing at the edge of your glade. Benjamin in the distance. You see that green glow, which is how you know it's him. He's too far for you to notice, but you know it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go and take the children back, or are you just going to continue what you do?
Oh no, she's definitely going after the children.
It's as you go after the children that battle ensues, and for weeks and weeks more druids arrive. Pencaster overrun in the civil war until the mayor of Pencaster approaches you, comes forward, waving a flag of truce. I'm going to ask you an honest question. Do you trust?
I will say she does not trust, but as long as she doesn't trust, how to put this, it's very much like a weary animal where they don't trust you, but as long as you don't act aggressive, she is not going to be aggressive.
You're in the corner. There's no place for you to move. You're not, the only way is forward. If they make the aggression, you're going to go. Got it.
Yeah.
As you stand there conversating, the mayor, the lead of this town, discuss what's happened. You feel the anger towards you, and they ask you to remove your grove. They ask you to take your crystals away. What do you say?
She would refuse.
And it's as you refuse, and I'm going to take a little bit of leeway if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
You call forth your creature. First the bears. Hulk, huge. Shards of crystal. Teeth, huge. Wolves, eagles. You know, all forms of creatures, all empowered by the crystals. They're all red. You feel your rage. But it's not in you this time. It's around you. The druids line like a second arm behind those animals. You see them all casting their beast friends. Everybody's calling in the army. As the battle ensues between you and the people of Pencaster, Rosie, you watch for the second time as a needless battle over place and land occurs. You fight. You have no choice. They're trying to end what you have created. You fight. The battle is long and hard. Benjamin joins the fray. Benjamin, there's something different about Rosie. Something that warns you. You need to not engage her. She has something, and it definitely resonates from that eye. That is a detriment to your life. I need you to make an insight check. And if you make an insight of 15, follow that with an arcana with advantage.
Yeah.
12. You have disadvantage on your arcana check.
13.
As you look, it's just something about it that I feel similar to the power you hold. But
Yeah, would he would want to step back, but I don't know if he has the information in order to,
I would say
be
you
a
have the
general
information
from
to
the
know
back. Yeah.
You need to... Gotcha, you little...
Smacked him too.
Sorry, but you have the information to know that you need to get out of here. Not be a general from the back.
Oh, okay.
If Rosie comes for you,
Yeah.
you will lose.
Okay.
Not Pencaster, you.
Yeah. Yeah, he would fall back, but he would then ask his father to lead the charge.
Okay. And your father comes and joins the battle. Battle ensues for a further 3 weeks. Druids lost on your side. Fighters lost on their side. Rosie, you go to war with Benjamin's father. The battle continues day and night. It only ends when Benjamin's father calls time. He tries to breach your grove. They try to burn down your trees. None of this worked. And the children still want to come and be with you. As the truce is called, and you head back into your grove to count the number of your dead, you have lost 9 druids to 17. You mourn them. You bury them. Benjamin, your father says that no one is to go to the grove. Anyone who goes is banished. And people still leave. People still run. Not hundreds, not thousands.
Yeah.
But the kids that were saved by Rosie are unequivocally going back.
Yeah, he would basically accept their choice, but he would encourage the mayor to erect basically a fortress around Pencaster now and just cut out whatever the fuck those crystals are from the city.
And they do so. Rosie, you spend the next 2 weeks unleashing more of this emotion, this crystalline power from you, and you become aware of the drain on your eye. And as you step through the woods, you touch some crystals and they absorb back into you. And you recognize that that is a new thing for you, for this power, this energy. And you've got a new power, crystalline conversion, that you can use to empower yourself or others. But you know it comes at a great cost. Because by the time you're finished, the mountainside to the left of Pencaster is coated in crystal. The grove is huge. The forest that was just a wood is thick and strong. The place that was just a hole is now a home for druids, for orphans, for the growth of nature, for the growth of everything that was lost. You gave it back. And now you know that you can provide this energy. But you also have to feed on it to empower yourself. I'm going to message you that shit privately. I don't want everybody knowing what that does yet. It's not like Jathuni's lightning Jesus shit. That's
Just gotta imagine Justinian's new theme tune is Ride the Lightning by Metallica.
Right.
And it's as you finish that one of your druids is able to send a message, because you're now ready. And you call Jathuni to come and hunt this fucking emerald bastard down.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to make a... I want you to make an investigation.
Rosie.
You spend the better part of a month hunting desperately, and it's as Jathuni arrives and you're at a loss that you receive a letter. Chris, would you like to describe your new character?
Yeah, he's quite a short half-elf. He's only 5'4". But he's a half-elf by drow descent, so he's got quite pale but ashen skin. He's got very pale blue eyes. And Phil, can you pop up the tattoo for everyone?
2 seconds. I'll for you. Everyone should be able to see that.
Where's it at?
I just popped it up to the players. I'll do it again.
No.
I'm not getting it.
You maybe have to put it in their journal. I don't know.
No, I shouldn't have to put it in their journal, but I will do just for ease right now. You should be able to see it. Now you have to look into the characters. They'll be tattooed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that tattoo is over his left eye, and his pale blue eye is in the very middle of it. The tattoo crosses over the whites of the eye, though, so it's a complete tattoo. He's in quite brightish colours, and you see on his waist there's 3 masks, like so, not clown masks exactly, but it's like those 3 happy, angry, sad sort of white masks.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 3 of those around his sides, and you can see a number of knives, and just the look on his face. He's not stern. He's just neutral. Doesn't really care much about many things. You can assume he has many more knives hidden around.
Okay.
And he hands you a letter.
She opens the letter, looks at it.
The letter says, I found some information. If you head to Gearsome, there's probably a way that you can find this Emerald Runner that you seek.
She shows the letter to Jathudi so that Jathuni can read it as well.
Oh, sorry. It also says signed Tobin.
Ah. Nice. Although, in all honesty, she probably had to show it to Jathuni just to have it read to her. She can read. She only reads and writes giant.
No, fair enough.
So yeah, she'll show it to Jathuni and be like, "Well, Tobin seems to think that if we go north, it'll give us a way to find our prey."
The north it is.
Yeah.
The half-elf carries a further message and asks you if you've seen Carr recently.
I just look at Rosie and goes, well, I was out.
I've not seen Carr for I don't know how long. How long has it been?
Almost 3
And
months.
No, you honestly see Rosie like keeping track of time in her head is why she has no idea how old she is. She just stands there for a second and is like, how long has I been at this?
Would my character know this information?
In terms of what?
Like when the crystals first appeared? Because I'm assuming he's
absolutely.
walking in, he can see these crystals. They weren't there before all this went down.
You know, because of what you do.
Yeah.
That Rosie's been here for basically 2.5 months. Not even so much causing havoc, but just creating something crazy. Like something that genuinely, in terms of world, nothing like it exists. Nothing.
Yeah. And he just speaks up, good lady Rosie. It's been about 2.5 months since your grove rose in these woods.
That long already? All right. Well, Jathuni, I'm gonna need a day or two to make arrangements, make sure the others are all set, and say goodbye to the kids.
And it's almost simultaneously as you say this, you received a sending from Layla, both of you. And it says, I'm sorry that I cannot come back to what we once were. I am not in a place where I am able. Carr is in Gearsome. Don't let him be there alone. It's hell.
Rosie, even though Layla can't see it, Rosie looks over to a small area near the grove where you see a bunch of new saplings growing, places where they have buried druids that fell, and she just replies, "Yeah, been dealing with a lot of hell lately.
You get no
We'll head
response.
that way."
You get no response
Mhm.
whatsoever. Without making an insight check, you get the feeling this may be the last time you speak
Mhm.
to the Night Singer for a very long time. Jathuni, do you respond?
Nope.
So, as part of the missive of your guild, you know you must deliver the message, and you make that clear to Rosie and Jathuni.
Yep.
And you spend the next 3 weeks heading somewhere that can get you to the city of Gearsome. And it's funny enough, as you assumed you would not speak to Layla again, that you end in Morin Watch. And she has to argue the toss for you to be teleported to the city of Gearsome.
How far away is that?
Very, very fucking far away.
Well, I mean, to the first place.
To Morin Watch, it's going to take you over 3 weeks to get there.
All right.
Because I'm assuming you're traveling on carriage and all the other bits and animals and stuff like that. If you walk, it's going to take you months.
Well, while Rosie herself cannot transform into a flying monster, she can summon them. So, she could provide, at the very least, the three of us with flying mounts to move faster.
Fantastic. So let's just say you do that, and you do
Right.
that for the journey, and you arrive in the desolate wastelands of the war zone of Gearsome, searching for Carr, who's standing there at the entrance, ready to give up on his quest for information. When Carr, you see Rosie and Jathuni, accompanied by some half-elf, and obviously the Lady Aveline is with you. Got to know her over a few weeks. And as the party reunites, end session there. Thank you to everyone who stayed and watched. Difficult session. 3 months break of character time. Lots of stuff to fill in. We hope you enjoyed the session. If you did, give us a follow or a subscription. We just appreciate your time regardless. If you have enjoyed the session, please don't forget to check out my brilliant friends, Minas Murdoch or Yona the Bear. They stream on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Minas Murdoch. It's in my chat, or Yona the Bear, also in my chat.
And for our streams, he is twitch.tv/Brennan.
He is definitely Brennan. I thank everybody for their time. Another really, actually hard session to deal with. And moving on. The end of 2 characters. Start of 2 news. Have a lovely night, wherever you are on the fucking planet. Oh, wait. How many slaps did we get? I think it was
it was only
3.
like 2, mate.
Yeah.
It wasn't much.
No,
It really wasn't much.
There was 3 posted, but there was 2 that nobody put down, so that would make it about 5.
Okay, so 5. So I'm going to take a quick look at the numbers for tonight. Let's see this, view the results. Motherfucker. Hey, so 5 to 7s, by the way, that was me. I picked 5. Just saying. So we got 3 people who won. I definitely was one of them. I don't know who else picked it, because sadly it doesn't show me who picked it. But I won. No. I'm right again.
So graceful.
Thank you very much for everyone staying and watching. I really hope you enjoyed the sessions. If you have done, please check us out next week, Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT to 11 p.m. GMT. We love you wherever you are on the planet. We are out.
Bye.